guys, let's do a life update. So as you can probably tell from this title, I am pregnant. Yes, and the first trimester, you guys, that's why I have not had any new content coming out. That's why I have not been that active on Instagram or anything. The first trimester, I was in the trenches, you guys. Like, I was so sick and so tired, and I like probably put makeup on like 3 times during the entire first trimester. Like, it was rough. Your girl was struggling, like hardcore. So I did not film hardly at all. I didn't do any new content. I didn't do any hauls. I didn't do anything for like the first trimester because it was a shock, right? Like, cause we just started trying. You guys know I have PCOS, so I was expecting like months of trying and, you know, months of really struggling to get pregnant. And we ended up getting pregnant very, very quickly. And so it was just like, and then it was just like a whirlwind after that. So I'm gonna insert a clip right here of me like when I first found out that I was pregnant, and then right after this clip is when I just really started getting sick. So I'm gonna put that in right now and you guys can watch it. So the other day I took a pregnancy test because we were going to go to a cookout for the 4th of July, and I knew that there would be drinking, and I didn't obviously want to drink if I was pregnant, and it came back positive. So I actually took this little strip first, and it was positive immediately, and I was like, no. And like, I didn't film any of this because I didn't think that it was going to happen this quickly. This was our first month tracking ovulation and trying. So then I pulled out this test, and it turned positive immediately. So then I pulled out the digital test, and it turned positive immediately. So I am pregnant. I am about 4.5 weeks. But I have been testing just to make sure that I continue to stay pregnant, because it just seems like too good to be true, honestly. Like, I just wasn't expecting it to happen that quickly. So we were literally only tracking for a month, and I'm shocked with having PCOS. I just really thought it was going to be a struggle, you guys. So I'm taking a couple more tests. Oh, so even these tests, immediately, the control, that's not even the control line, that's like the positive line. And this one came up with 2 immediately. I'm pregnant, you guys. I cannot believe it. Wow, like, yeah, like immediately 2 lines. You see that? And immediately the positive line, the control line, is just now coming in. But that's the positive line. Can y'all believe this? I just feel so lucky because I know that a lot of people with PCOS have really struggle, and now I'm gonna just be so anxious and make sure everything's okay. So it's just crazy. So I told Gotham when I took these tests the other day, and he was so excited, and he was like, that was easy. So I will document this journey with you guys. I'm gonna call my doctor and schedule an appointment. They'd only do, so I go to the same doctor as like where my nieces and nephews were, the doctors that birthed them, the doctors that delivered them. So they only do an 8-week appointment. So I have to wait 8 weeks to go and do an ultrasound. So I'm gonna call and get an appointment. So from like what I've tracked and like when I know, because you know I went out of town for 2 weeks, so I know about when I got pregnant. So I'm probably, like I said, like 4 weeks and 30 days right now. So let's do this journey together, you guys, to being a mama. Yep, stay pregnant. 2 lines. 2 lines. It's even like, so this was the one I took days ago. And see how the positive line's a little like fainter? Look how much that one is. Wild. She pregnant. So y'all just keep your fingers crossed that everything's good, and we'll do this journey together. So yeah, like, it was a shock. Like I said, I had already taken a test and it was negative, and then we were going to a cookout. So I was like, well, if there's gonna be drinking, I wanna make sure, you know, just take a test just to be sure. It had been like a few days since my negative test, and it was immediately positive. So I was like so shocked and so like just surprised. So, and then I told Gotham and he was super excited. And so that was like 5 weeks pregnant at that point, 4 or 5. So I immediately started feeling sick. Actually, like not long after that, I started cramping really bad. And I did not know if that was normal or not. This is my first time being pregnant, and I didn't know if that was normal or if there was something wrong. So I ended up calling my OB and getting in like the next day. Went in for a really early ultrasound at like 6 weeks, and they said everything looked fine. So then I went back at 8 weeks for like the beginning of the OB process, and did an ultrasound again then. And now I am in my 2nd trimester. So other than just being super tired and super sick, I haven't like had any issues so far. Super thankful for that. And baby seems to be growing really well. We did do the non-invasive prenatal testing at 12 weeks. Yes, 12 weeks. We did that where they take blood and they tell you the gender of the baby if you want to know, and they tell you how, like, if the genetics look good. So I am considered a geriatric pregnancy. I'm 34. So I'm a higher risk of having some genetic issues or abnormalities. So we went ahead and did that just so we could know going into it what we were looking at. Everything came back super low risk. So, you know, I mean, there's obviously no guarantees, but everything is looking good so far. And we also know the gender. So I'll be telling y'all that at a later date. So yeah, I asked you guys when I announced it on Instagram to hit me up with your questions, and you guys did. So I'm gonna answer some of your questions today. Also, just a quick update on my family. If you have watched my channel for a while, you know that my mother has some health issues. She has some heart issues. My father was going through some radiation treatment for cancer. And so he finished those. He's doing really, really well. He struggled through radiation. It was pretty rough because his cancer was in his lymph nodes and his tonsils. So his radiation was on his face, and he had a really hard time eating. He got like really bad sores in his mouth. So it was a struggle for a while, but he's doing much, much, much better. And my mother has, she'd gone back into AFib. If you have been following me for a while, a couple years ago, she had a heart attack, and then she went into AFib and she had to have an ablation done. Well, when they did that, they damaged part of her diaphragm. So one of her lungs doesn't inflate all the way. So she has some breathing issues from that. And then she had went back into AFib, but that seems to be under control, and they're not looking to have to do another ablation at this point. So mom and dad are doing really well. Super thankful for that. And yeah, I'm gonna jump in and start answering the questions you guys asked. So, okay, it says, is this your first pregnancy? Yes, it is. Like I said, I'm gonna be first time mom, first time pregnant, all that kind of stuff. Somebody said, so you guys know I had the VSG, the sleeve surgery, 2 years ago, and so somebody asked what the experience is being pregnant after the sleeve. So my surgeon says to wait 2 years after you've had the surgery to get pregnant. I know a lot of people get pregnant way earlier than that and they do just fine, but that was like the mark that we were waiting for. So I had surgery 2 years ago in August, so I did get pregnant like a couple of months before my 2-year mark. But that's what my surgeon recommended. So as far as VSG goes, I had gotten to the point where I was having to eat a little bit more because I wasn't ovulating, because when you have the sleeve surgery, you eat really, really small amounts. So I was having to eat a little bit more to be able to ovulate. And since then, I was able to eat not a lot, but like a good amount compared to like right after I had surgery. My restriction had loosened somewhat. Since I have been pregnant, that restriction has come back full force. Like I eat very little. And so being sick, having to only eat small meals, it's kind of been a good thing because my doctor said to combat the nausea was to eat eat throughout the day. Don't let yourself get hungry. So I do get hungry about every 30 minutes or so, and then I have a little snack or a really small meal or something like that. But my restriction has come back in full force. So like, I'm hoping that the second trimester, it does seem to be easing up a little bit, and that's what I've heard from other people that have had the surgery and then gotten pregnant, that the first trimester is the most difficult as far as restriction goes and getting those calories in, because you do need to eat, you know, the baby's growing, you need to eat enough to satisfy yourself and the baby, and that first trimester, they're growing super fast. So that has been my experience, is that my restriction has come back quite a bit. I am seeing myself able to eat a little bit more, but still very, very low like amounts of food at a time. But I do get hungry like every 30 minutes. And I ask my husband, he's like, I'm always like, oh, are you hungry? And he's like, no, we just ate. And I'm like, I'm hungry. So I've been eating like Cheez-Its and like fruit and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not really having like certain cravings. I am more like, if I hear a food or I see a commercial or something that sounds good, then I want that item, whatever it may be. But I am feeling much better this trimester than last trimester. So hoping to like just be myself again, be able to make content for you guys again, and just be alive again, because I literally like lived on my couch. So thankful that I work from home, because I can like drag myself out of bed and sit here at the computer during the day, or even take my computer over to the couch and work, and it's been super nice. So that has been my experience with VSG after, or pregnancy after VSG. Someone asked how I met my husband. We met on Tinder. He is Canadian. So we met on Tinder. We aren't really sure how we matched, because neither of us had our locations set that far, and it was like during COVID time, so neither of us were really traveling that much, but we must have gotten close enough in the vicinity to match with each other. And we met on Tinder, and now he lives here in the United States with me in Alabama. So yeah, we met in 2021, and then we dated for a year, and then we got married. So we just got married in May of 2022. So that is how I met my husband. How are you able to conceive if you have PCOS? If you don't mind me asking, I too have PCOS. So like I said, I had been told my entire life that conceiving may be difficult when I have PCOS. We were very pleasantly surprised that it wasn't difficult. You can contribute that to the surgery and having, you know, lost 120 something pounds, or, you know, I really don't know. I wasn't doing anything special. I was literally just tracking ovulation, and we got pregnant. We were really lucky. Now I talked to my doctor about it, because I said, you know, I was expecting to struggle, and she said that different people are different when it comes to PCOS. Some people, their sweet spot to get pregnant is very small, like losing a ton of weight. Some of them, it's like, because I'm still a size 18, so some of them, it's just, you know, I have lost that weight and my body, you know, adjusted and was doing well and ovulating and all that kind of stuff. So I don't really know. Everyone's different, but like I wasn't taking anything like any extra. I was taking prenatals. I had started taking those on our honeymoon, or before our honeymoon, just to get prepared to start trying to have a baby. But yeah, like I said, I had, you know, fully prepared to struggle, and we were very shocked and surprised that we ended up pregnant very quickly. So I wasn't doing anything special. I was just tracking ovulation. You guys saw me using those ovulation strips in one of the last vlogs, and I was just doing that and tracking it on the app. And so we knew our window, and we got pregnant. So we were really lucky. Since starting a family, will you staying in your current house or moving? We will stay here for a while. So this house is quite large, but it only has 3 bedrooms. So it's like 3,000 square feet house, but it only has 3 bedrooms, because we have a really big bonus room upstairs. So Gotham has a room upstairs that is his office. I have this like flex rooms that's my office. My brother has a room upstairs, and then we have a really big bonus room that's the playroom for my niece, and like a TV and all that kind of stuff. We may put a wall in and make a 4th bedroom up there, which is like one of the options when you picked this floor plan when we built the house, but we didn't. We just had the bigger bonus room. But we are looking for land. We want, like, we live in a neighborhood right now. We really want a few acres, and we want to build our like forever house and all that kind of stuff. So we're looking for land, but for right now, we're planning on the baby for at least probably the first year being in our bedroom. So we're, you know, setting up a nursery in the master with us because we have a big master bedroom. Plus all the other bedrooms are upstairs, and I just don't want to be going up and down the stairs with a newborn with as clumsy as I am. I don't want to fall down the stairs. So that's the plan right now. But we are looking for land pretty regularly. Okay, somebody asked, how do you choose your baby's name? So we do have a name picked out. My husband is Tamil, he's of the Tamil culture. And so we picked out a cultural name for our baby. And so we just wanted to pay homage to his roots and his heritage and pick out a Tamil name for our baby. So we did pick that out, and I will tell you when we tell the gender, I'll tell you the name and all that kind of stuff. Do you know the sex, and are you doing or have done any of the wives' tales for the gender? So we didn't do any of the like wives' tales, but we did do an early sneak peek clinical test where you just go get a blood test at like a little boutique agency. And that comes back like the next day. And then when we did our non-invasive, that's like 100% tells you the gender. So those are both the same. It did confirm our sneak peek test that was right. The gender was right. Do you want a big family? Right now we plan on having 2 children, and then looking at adopting because we really would like to adopt a child as well. What's been your experience with pregnancy and your doctors and weight concerns? So my doctor, I have asked more about like, you know, what's the difference? Like, do I need to be looking out for anything being plus size and all that kind of stuff? I do have chronic hypertension, so I have high blood pressure. So that's been a concern. They had to change my blood pressure medicine because the one that I was on prior to getting pregnant is not safe for pregnancy. They had to change me to a different blood pressure medicine that I now take twice a day. And once I hit like 24 weeks, I'll get an ultrasound every month because of hypertension, which is kind of nice because I get to see the baby more. But as far as like, they haven't mentioned anything else. Like, I've been more like, is there anything I need to do? Is there any like, you know, anything I need to look out for, all that kind of stuff. They haven't mentioned like needing to lose weight or, you know, issues because I'm plus size or anything like that. But my doctor's office is super chill and super relaxed, and I have like some really great nurse practitioners and stuff like that. So they're always like listening to me and answering all my questions and all that kind of stuff. So they're pretty great. An Amazon maternity clothing haul. I'm sure I will do some maternity clothing hauls. I have ordered some things. Right now I'm not really showing that much, so I'm still wearing just my normal clothes, except for underwear. Like, that was the first thing that started feeling tight, and right now I just don't want anything tight on my stomach at all. So I did order some of those, and I have ordered some things, I just haven't worn them that much, but I can totally do a maternity haul and show you guys what I got. Somebody else asked how I met my husband. So yes, we met on Tinder, and yeah, it seemed really fast, but it was just like, they say when you know, you know. Like, when me and Gotham met the first time, we were just kind of like, where have you been? I've been looking for you. Like, I have had tragic dating history. You guys know that. Tragic, truly tragic. So when I met Gotham, and he was just so wonderful. He's been so sweet to me during this pregnancy. He's such like a good partner and so supportive, and like anything I need, he gets it. I did have to do, I forgot to tell you guys this. I did have to do progesterone. So during my first trimester, my progesterone levels were low. That's what nourishes your baby until your placenta is formed, which is after like 12 weeks. So I did have to do progesterone supplements, and those were not pleasant at all. So I had to do those until 12 weeks. So I'm done with those, but had to do those. Will you do a baby moon? We've talked about it. So we're due in March. I'm not sure that I will actually make it to my due date. Like I said, I have hypertension, so I may have to go early. I'm thinking we'll probably have the baby at the end of February. And you know, the holidays and all of that are in between that time. So we may do something in December and just go somewhere not too far away, but we haven't really decided if we're going to do one or not. It's just going to depend on how I feel, how things are progressing, and like what's going on in our lives. How did you deal with nausea in the first trimester? I'm dying like every day. So they did give me Zofran. No, they gave me Phenergan. And I had to take it like twice. Other than that, I would just make sure that I was eating, and if I was feeling nauseous, I would lay down. I tried to drink a lot of water. I drank a lot of ginger ale. I did get the Preggy Pots from Target or Amazon. You can get either one, that are just like the hard candies. So they have like ginger and stuff in them. So I would take those with me everywhere I went. But I also bought like the travel, this is really gross, but I took the travel like puke bags, have them in the car, I have them in the house. Like I just never knew when it was gonna hit me. So I had those like stashed everywhere. I also had snacks stashed everywhere just in case I started feeling nauseous. I would try to eat a little something, crackers or whatever. But mainly I just felt really gross and I just wanted to like lay down and do nothing. So yeah. Will your brother and your niece continue to be with you once the baby comes? Yes. We have no plans for my brother to move out, and we get my niece, 3 times a week. And she's super excited about the baby. So her mom is also having a baby, but her mom's due in November. So she's getting a new baby on both sides of the family. So first she wasn't super, super excited about that because she's the only grandchild on both sides. So she was like kind of skeptical, but now she's excited. Will you host an online baby shower so your IG and YouTube family can show you their love and support? I don't know. I do have a registry, but I haven't even like put it out there yet. I don't want people to feel like they need to buy me something or spend money on me at all. But we'll see as things go on if I make it public or whatever. But yeah, that's really, really sweet for you to ask. I do appreciate that. Somebody asked how my brother's doing. He's doing fantastic. Let's see, 2.5 years sober now. Yeah, getting close to 3 years. No, 2.5. 2.5 years sober. He's doing really great. And yeah, everything's all good with him. So we're super, super proud of him. If you guys have not watched previous vlogs or just haven't followed me for a long time, my brother was an addict, but he got clean 2.5 years ago, and he lives with me and my husband. So he's doing fantastic. Lots of questions about PCOS and like whether I did anything special. Like I said, I didn't do anything special. I didn't like take any supplements and all that kind of stuff. There are some really great Facebook groups that are, if you're trying to conceive, that are like plus size trying to conceive, PCOS trying to conceive. I joined all those, and so they have lots of really good advice in there. So I would definitely suggest checking those out and like just seeing what's up with those, and see if that helps you out. Have you decided on a theme or style for the nursery? We're doing a completely black and white nursery. We wanted something completely neutral, and we just are not into like super bright colors and all that kind of stuff. Our house is very black and white and emerald are the colors that are decorated throughout the house, as you can see behind me. So that's what we're doing for the nursery as well. We'll probably throw in some, some greenish tones and things like that, but everything's going to be mostly black and white. Same way with the clothes. We're doing really, really neutral colors and things like that. I'm sure my family will buy all the typical like colorful stuff because that's just how they are, and that's fine. But like as far as our aesthetic goes, we're just very neutral people. So, and as I'm wearing green and black, so I'm sure you like a lot of people are asking about maternity outfits of the day. Absolutely, we'll be doing those as as I start bumping. We are going to the beach in the first week of October. We do that every year as a family. So depending on how far along I look at that point, we may do some maternity pictures on the beach. Haven't decided yet because everybody's body's different. I'm in these like due date groups, and so many people are like right around my size and they have like this massive bump. They're like showing a lot. I'm not yet. I know I am plus size, so it's going to be a little different to see those bumps and things, but I'm not showing like at all. I feel like yesterday maybe a little bit I looked like I was bumping, but like other than that, I just look like me. I mean, I've got a belly, I've got big hips, I've got a big butt. So it's gonna be a while before I'm really like showing like maternity wise to do pictures. So I'm not sure. I'll be about 17 weeks, 17 or 18 weeks. I don't know, math. By the time we go to the beach, and I just don't know what the situation will be or if I'll look pregnant at that point. When is the podcast coming back? So we literally recorded one episode of the Pretty for a Big Girl podcast, Jennifer and I, and then I found out I was pregnant, and I have been, like I said, just struggling hardcore. So we will definitely bring that back. I'm hoping to start recording that again within the next week or so. So we'll see if that happens. But we'll see if we can get our schedules together. But yeah, so that's definitely coming back. But if you did not listen, we do have one episode out for the Pretty for a Big Girl podcast, if you want to listen to it. So yeah, it's more like last time we did more like real life, like just talked about, you know, situations going, and we do some of that as well. We talk about, you know, what's going on with us and stuff, but we're also talking about like headline news and like giving our opinions on that kind of stuff. So it's really fun because doing it with Jennifer is always fun. So yeah, that's pretty much all the questions I have. I do have some questions for you guys. If you are a mom or if you have a kid at all, then please let me know in the comments, like what are your must-have registry items and what things did you register for that you were like, I never used it. Like I need to know like your essentials and the things that are like way overrated. Because like I said, I'm a first-time mom. I don't know anything about this. And I have a niece that I helped raise, but like she's 9. She's grown. It's been so long since she was a baby. And like my other nieces and nephews are literally like 5. One's about to be 6 and one is 10. So it's like, I don't, like it's been so long. There's so many new baby stuff out. So let me know in the comments what your like holy grail baby items are. And if you have any more questions for me, I would be glad to do another one of these videos. I did finally get all my wedding pictures back. So I am going to do a video telling you guys all the budget stuff and like we talked about in a vlog before of like how we DIY'd a ton of our wedding stuff because we just really didn't want to spend a ton of money on it, and it was beautiful. It was like the perfect thing. It's exactly what we wanted. So now that I have all my pictures back and I can kind of like talk through and show you guys, then I'm going to do one of those videos as well. And then hauls are coming back as well and vlogs. But I just wanted to sit down and chat with you guys and tell you what's been going on because we're having a little baby. So that's super, super exciting. And I thank you guys so much for all of the sweet comments. I've gotten so many amazing comments about, you know, pregnancy, and so many of y'all are super excited for us and we're so excited. So I'm going to bring you guys along on this journey now that I'm alive again and not like a zombie on the couch, just fighting for my life. But yeah, so I will see you guys in the next video. If you have not already, hit that subscribe button and that bell so you don't miss any of my new videos. And I can't wait to make content again and vlog again. I feel like I haven't had you guys to talk to in so long, so I'm excited to do that again. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.